Hello there, students. Welcome again to this new online lesson. So, today we are going to see a new lesson, okay, at the same unit, Unit 4. Okay, so as a title you see here, where I live, right? So where I live basically means the place, okay, where our house is located, or generally the city or the town where we live, right? So basically when we are talking about places, okay, we mentioned some of the important place that we can visit or see, or other persons, if they come to our city or our town, what are the places that they can see or that they can visit, right? So, as a vocabulary suggested for this lesson, first let's see, okay, some signs, okay, that we can find in our city, mainly in the streets, roads. We can see them in our everyday routine, right? So, train station, okay. We all know it. Stadium, cathedral. Okay, basically as Moroccans, we find mosques, right? So this is related to the Catholic or to the Christian religion. Castle, pot, bridge, car park, airports. So do you think in our city we have some of these things? Airport? I don't think so. Car park? Okay, we have a lot. Bridge? Yes, I think it is called the Ouled Birjel Bridge. We have it in our city. Port? Okay, do we have the port? Okay, we call it port or the harbor. Okay, we have a harbor in Mehdiya Beach. Port or a harbor, it's the same. Castle, yes, we have an old castle in our city, which is called Moulay Ismail Castle. Okay, stadium, okay, we do have a stadium. Train station, we actually we had two, but one we have a big one. Okay, the Kenitra City car train station. Okay, so these are some of the places that we can find in our city, right? So please, I would like you to have a look at these pictures, right? And try to link the signs with the pictures, right? So next activity, we're going to have some, listening audio. Okay, it is going to be mainly an advertisement on a radio. Okay, we're going to have a person who is talking about a place, right, a city, and talks about the places that you can find or you can visit in that city, right? So before you listen, I would like you to have a look at the pictures, right? Try to notice the difference between all of them. Read the description below or the name of these places. For example, Golden Gate Park, okay, Chinatown, Golden Gate Bridge, cable cars, and we have San Francisco Bay, right? Bay, okay, we mean Gulf, right? It's like a kind of lake that is that located in the coastal towns, right? Okay, we can find it, for example, in Egypt. It's in Dakhla, for example. It's like a big pool that is next to the beach, right? It is quite big, right? So please try to listen now and think, okay? Try to think like this. The pictures that you think you listen in this you hear in this advertisement, right? Here we go.
2. Listen. San Francisco, the city by the bay. San Francisco is the fourth largest city in California and a beautiful port city on the west coast of the United States. It is popular with tourists from all over the world, and about 16 million people visit it every year. What to see? Probably the most famous sight is the Golden Gate Bridge. It is 1,280 meters long and goes from one end of the bay to the other. There are also many beautiful old buildings all over the city and lovely places that are very popular in the summer. What to do? San Francisco is full of excellent art galleries and museums. Just for fun, why not visit Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum and see some amazing things? Do you like sports? Well, get down to AT&T Park and watch a baseball game with the San Francisco Giants. Where to shop? There are many shopping centers in San Francisco, but for something different, visit Chinatown with its famous street markets. It's the oldest Chinatown in the United States, and it's a great place to visit, especially when it's Chinese New Year. How to get around? The most popular way to get around the city is by bike, and there are lots of organized bike tours. These take you over the Golden Gate Bridge and through some of San Francisco's parks. You can also hire a boat from the port and sail around the bay.
Okay, so now, you're going to listen again, right? Go back to the audio, try to listen and complete these sentences, right? So we have got 6 sentences. Try to pick the words that, you think that can suit these phrases or these sentences, right? Okay, so next activity, speak and write, right? So we have got some 6 questions, but before we have to read this text, right? So basically it is a text about Paris, okay? So it's a kind of description about this wonderful city, okay? Things that you can see there, you can do, or you can visit, right? So try to listen to this text. I personally find it wonderful, and try to please answer the questions, right? Here we go.
3. Speak and write. A. Read the description and answer the questions below.
I live in Paris, the capital of France. Paris is on the river Seine in northern France. People call Paris the City of Light, and it is one of the most famous cities in the world. Paris has got many interesting sights, and tourists never get bored of visiting them. There's the Eiffel Tower, for example. It is 300 meters tall, and millions of people visit it every year. The view from the top is amazing. Paris has also got lots of museums and art galleries. The biggest and the most popular is the Louvre. Here you can see famous sculptures and paintings like Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Paris is a beautiful city, and I like it very much. There are lots of parks, and my friends and I often go cycling in them. We also love sports and watch our football team, Paris Saint-Germain, at the Parc des Princes Stadium. Many tourists visit my city, and this gives me the chance to meet people from all over the world.
Okay, so please, when you finish, try to answer these questions, right? So, again, I would like you to have a quick reading about this text, right? And I would like you to notice some of the things, right? For example, I live in Paris, the capital of France, right? So here we are describing our place. We first mentioned the place and its position in the country, right? So for example, here it's the capital of France, okay? So you mentioned also the things that are special in this, in this city. For example, there is the Eiffel Tower, for example. Okay, some of the places that you think are important in this city, right? The kind of activity that you can do in the city also, right? So for example, the third paragraph here, okay, talks about the things that you can do in the city. For example, you can visit, for example, Parc des Princes, okay, which is a stadium, okay, and you can watch the local football team of the city, right, which is Paris Saint-Germain, right? So this is the structure of how to write about your city, okay? So here I would like you to answer this question. Okay, don't write it in a structure of paragraph. Just answer each question. For example, beside it here, like, and for example, what's the name of your town or city? Okay, where is it? The location. Okay, where is it located? What are some important features of this place? For example, size. Is it big or small? Population. Okay, has it got big number of population? Mountains. For example, has it got mountains, rivers, hills, beach, for example, lake? Okay, so try to mention some of the features that this city is known for, right? And what are some of the most interesting sites, right? Okay, what are the things that you can see or you can go sightsee in that place, right? And we have, what can people do there, right? Okay, for example, in our city, if people, for example, visitors wants to come here, what are the things that they can do here, right? And we have, what do you think of the town of this or the city? Okay, do you like it? Don't you like it? Right? Okay, your own personal or your personal opinion about the city, right? Last question. What do you enjoy doing there with your friends? For example, if you hang out with your friends, okay, what are the things you love to do in the city, right? So please try to answer each question on its own, okay, here. Okay, so next activity, okay, so it's a kind of lesson that is related to writing, okay. So basically it is about avoiding repetition, okay. What is repetition? Okay, so instead of, for example, repeating some words that might, appear boring in our writing. For example, let's say, for example, Kenitra is a big city, okay? Instead of saying Kenitra again, for example, has got, for example, river, say, it, right? You, for example, you replace the noun with a personal pronoun, okay, which is it, right? So this is all the lesson what it about, right? We have when you write, when writing, try not to repeat the same words all the time. Use words like he, she, it, we, they. Okay, these are some of the personal pronouns. And him, her, it, us, them. Okay, these are some of the object pronoun. Okay, they are used in the second part of the sentence, right after the verb, the main verb of the sentence. We have here and there. Okay, this and that. Okay, so some of the demonstrative pronouns like there and here, right? This and that, right? So for example, there is a beautiful forest near here. I go hiking in the forest every weekend. So instead of repeating in the forest, you say there, right? Means in that place, in that forest, right? So please, when you try to, when you are, for example, replacing the personal pronoun with the noun, try to pay attention to that noun. Is it plural? Okay, the gender, okay, is it, for example, male or female? Okay, so that to not confuse between she and he. Or an object, okay, we can use it. And if it is as we said, plural or singular, right? Okay, so we and they. are for singular nouns, right? For plural nouns, I'm sorry. And he, she, it are for singular nouns, right? So we have it, them, it, here, and them, and we, right? So find what the highlighted words in the text from 1 to 7 from the text refer to. Okay, so we are going to go back to the text right here and try to mention, okay, the reference of these pronouns. Okay, for example, it, what does it mean? Them, what does it mean too? Here, them, we, and it, right? So try to do this exercise, then we move on to the big part of this lesson, which is writing about our city, right? But before we move on to our, okay, as we said, part of this lesson, I would like you to go to workbook. Okay, we have got some activities to do here, right? So we have labeled the places, right? Try to write the the suitable words under each picture, right? After, move on to this exercise. We have replaced the words in bold in the sentences below. Okay, so it's the same as the previous activity. Okay, holy and bad, for example, we are going to replace it with a pronoun. Okay, is it he, she, it? Okay, we, them. Okay, try to choose the suitable word and put it in this in these gaps, right? Then we have read the letter and complete the blanks with one word, right? So you are going to read the this letter and replace the blanks with a word, right? Basically, they are going to be the same as we saw in the writing lesson, right? So when you finish, okay, go back again to your student's book and write in. Okay, so using these notes that you have written here, we are going to use them and write a kind of paragraph that is going to talk about our city. For example, okay, let's read the question. We have write a description of your town, city. Use your notes from the activity B and follow the plan below. So here, it's like a plan, okay, an outline, if you would like to call. Okay, in the introduction, what's the name of your town and city? Where is it? Okay, and is it big? Right? Are there any mountains, hills, rivers, etc.? Okay, so this is about the introduction. When you finish, you go to new line and you write the main part. What are some of the most interesting sites? Okay, the sites or the places that you can go sightsee in your city, right? Then you have what can people do there? Okay, can they go, for example, surf? Can they go skateboard? Can they go, for example, swim? Okay, so it depends on the features of the city, right? And we have, do lots of people visit them every year? Okay, the visitors, do they visit it every year? Okay, do you notice, for example, some of the, for example, the visitors or the tourists that come to your city every year? And we have conclusion. Okay, so you, for example, put a full stop and you go back and you write the conclusion. What do you think of the town and city? Okay, what do you think about it? Your personal opinion about your city or your town, right? And we have, is there anything you dislike about the city? Okay, try to mention some of the things that you like about the city or you dislike, okay, means something you don't like about the city. Okay, you can mention it in the conclusion. And what do you enjoy doing there with your friends? Okay, when you go out, for example, with your friends, where do you go? Okay, what are the places you visit? Okay, what is the most place that you enjoy in this city, right? We have a tip here. Okay, it's important to read. We have used a variety of adjectives. Okay, so basically when you are describing something, you use adjectives, right? Try to use a variety of adjectives. Okay, for example, beautiful, wonderful, okay, big, small, okay. Some adjectives like this so that you enrich your writing paper. When you write, make your description more interesting. Okay, so this is all about the lesson of today, okay, which was about describing the place where you live. Okay, some of the important features that you can find in your city. Okay, so when you write, please, you can, for example, follow this kind of text. Okay, it's a good example to follow. Okay, so it has got the same structure as we find here. Okay, it follows the same structure. You can follow the text and write exactly the same as it. Okay, so this is how we write description of a city. So this is all for this lesson. I hope it is clear for you. So thank you so much. See you next week.